Today is Tuesday, the 18th of April, 2023. And today I want to go over the subject a bit of self worth, remembering who we are, um, because they are very, very, very connected. And I think the subject of remembering who we are, sometimes we get an idea that we're going to have specific memories of being a particular personality at a particular time and place or in a particular environment. And it doesn't appear to be playing out that way. What it what I'm noticing within myself and observing in others is it is happening, and it's happening in the form of emotions, feelings, thought, thought forms like belief systems. Um, these things are changing, and they're changing in connection to a sense of self-worth. So it's not like necessarily remembering I was this person in this place at this time. It's remembering just through an emotional knowing the expansiveness of who we really are, the value that we actually are to creation, the purpose with which our existence seems to fulfill. And it's subtle most of the time, not necessarily all of the time. And it's gradual and it's continually building, is what I'm finding. It's an emotional and mental change that seems to be coming from deep within and very slowly expanding out, changing the way you think about yourself, changing the way you think about other people, the circumstances, the environment, the world, the reality. And feeling more confident. It's close enough. Solid. With each little tweak or increase in this stance, it feels like we're on more and more solid ground within ourselves. And this feels like it's going to reach some kind of critical mass quite soon in terms of the number of people who are starting to make this internal frequency. It is an internal frequency change. And to a particular level, and then it just goes bang and hits everyone. But I'm seeing it's playing out in lots of interesting ways. And if I didn't have this particular viewpoint on it, I may not see all of these things as connected, but I am seeing them as connected through this lens. I hope a lot of this external noise is not being picked up. We've got concrete trucks out the front doing work. It's a mess out there. Because it's playing out in shifts in relationships, all types of relationships, romantic, parent-child, friendships. And in a way that people might be maybe a little bit more emotionally mature and handling things in a more mature way. Even if it does mean going their separate ways, things like that, it doesn't seem to be having the drama involved in it that it could do or would have done not long ago. To me, that's all part of us remembering who we are, which is this narrow path that I've talked about lately. And with it is, I mean, everyone and their dog right now are talking about us turning on our gifts. So that's all connected as well. I know for me personally, telepathy and knowing like prophetic kind of things is becoming more and more prevalent, at least every day. Something is happening where I'm getting a heads up about something that's about to happen, or someone is about to make contact, or it's been really quite interesting to just try and sit back and observe. And it's really, really subtle. I'm sure most of us have these experiences far more than we give it credit for. We are not even mindful so much of the time of the thoughts that are going through our head. You know, you could be doing the dishes or could be doing something sort of mundane, and your mind is constantly going. But if I asked you half an hour later, what were you thinking about when you did the dishes, you probably wouldn't be able to tell me, because we're not very present with it most of the time. But if we are, we'll realize that we're actually having these quite prophetic and telepathic thoughts a lot. And start making note of them, write them down, voice record them, do something. When you randomly think of a person, and this has happened to me too, and I've forgotten I've thought about them until they've made contact, or I've forgotten I've thought about them, they've made contact, still didn't twig until 3 days later. Oh shit, I was actually thinking of it. So it's happening more and more. We just need to become more and more mindful of it, because it's really quite subtle. And I'm seeing it in, I mean, even in my interactions with other people too. It's like I reach out to them and they go, "Wow, I was just thinking about you." That's happening a lot more. So it's not just me. I know that. Um, there is a pronounced, steady, steady and stable feeling also of, how do I put this? Of actually just being more steady and stable within myself, that's not based on circumstances, not being buffered by circumstances, not being lifted by the positive and brought down by the negative. And this ties into the dropping of the emotional body, because that core heart aspect of us is quite stable, is quite neutral. It was the emotional body that was easily manipulated, or manipulated, I guess. And we were reacting, I guess, through the emotional body. Good things made us happy, bad things made us sad or angry. But as that's dropping away and that core is coming online more, much more stability, much more neutrality, less highs and lows. And our base operating system is higher. So it's not like you don't get happy. You're happier, generally, more stable, and you just don't get reactionary. I think that's the best thing. The other, in terms of physical stuff, as we're sort of settling in, or moving into, and then settling into this new layer that we've hit that I talked about last week.
Thanks for watching. I hope some of that resonated with you. If you'd like to see the whole 1.5 hour conversation, please visit the link in the description below. And if not, I will see you next time.